Well, hello guys, welcome back. Okay, you know how I told you in the previous video, and you know if you watch this channel, I was talking to Jesus for advice. And it was just really bothering me. All the Christians I know see Jesus one way, I see him in a totally different way. Whatever kind of relationship they wouldn't improve, but they'd be like, and it just made me kind of think. And I was getting under a lot of stress because you know I was raised Catholic. And for those of us that were something else before we became pagan, there's always this thing where when you go through very stressful periods of your life, you were trained every Saturday or Sunday or whenever you were there, you were trained to default to your original religion. You have that programming inside of you. And I said, I'm not happy. Jesus don't seem happy. All this other stuff. And I said to Jesus, I said, if you're real and you're here, I would like a sign. And the Jesus I know, forgive my language, is quite the smartass. First, he gave me an answer that popped up in a video about forgiveness. And I'm like, oh, he's telling me to forgive my parents. And the forgiveness was so damn overblown that it was like, this is horseshit. They're setting this level way up. There's money involved here somewhere. You have to probably give to become an enlightened person. So turn that off, and I'm like, well, maybe I never talked to Jesus. Then guess who comes up in my feed? Lewis Black. Actually, he didn't come up in my feed. I looked him up. But the thing I looked up, and the line that popped in, it was exactly his answer. And I'm like, okay. Because Lewis Black is a Jewish comedian. And a Jewish comedian isn't going to give two shits about what the Catholic Church thinks. And it was really good, and it was really healing, because he talked about if you think the world was invented in 7 days, and then he goes on to talk about this other stuff. And he's like, throw a fossil at these people. Throw it over their head. And Loki's back there, yeah! And it kind of helped me relax, and it kind of helped me see that, they've been programmed the way they've been programmed. They were programmed from an early age. It stuck. It never stuck with me. I'm very sorry if I'm offending any Christians, but I look at Jesus, and I don't see the Holy Son of God walk on water. I'm sorry, I just don't. I think he's a really cool, wise, enlightened dude. Is he the son of a god? Maybe. I don't know. But it's like, I don't see him as innocent, because he's got a mouth on him. Like the fisherman that he was occasionally. Maybe something. He was a carpenter, but he could fish, but he could do all this other stuff. I don't know. Anyhow. I heard Becker walk on water. Oh God, Jesus. Jesus is reminding me the really bad joke about, forgive me for this, a rabbi, a high priestess, and a Catholic priest all go fishing. Okay. They're out in the middle of the lake. And the rabbi goes, I forgot my bait. He gets out of the boat, and he walks across the water, gets his bait, and he walks back. The priest is watching this with really big eyes. And they're fishing for a while, and they're fishing for a while, and they're not getting anything. And the high priestess goes, I forgot my favorite sinker. She gets out of the boat. She walks back to shore, gets her favorite sinker, walks back to the boat. Catholic priest is watching all this. And he goes, Lord, I have witnessed a miracle twice. He gets out of the boat, sinks to the bottom of the lake. And the rabbi looks at the high priestess and says, We really should have told him about the stones. And she goes, what stones? So yeah, wasn't that fun? And that's hopefully not too offensive, but yeah. He definitely has a sense of humor. And I have to realize she has that programming in her so deep, it's never going to get out of her. It's like the other friend, she's kind and she's sweet, but God knows she doesn't have common sense. One of the reasons she's in thousands of dollars of debt is that she gives to all these charities. And she makes up all these boxes. And that's sweet and that's wonderful, but she's thousands of dollars in debt. She sees it as her duty, but I'm like, oh, honey, you don't have the money to be doing this right now. At least do like half or a quarter and start paying off your debts. But I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to lose a friendship. I'm like, I can see if you're telling me you're literally spending $1,000 on this a year, that's part of the reason you're in debt. But I'm not going to correct her. We do our charity through, I've told you guys, being points. It is real money that you accrue, but we will donate that because that doesn't come out of the checkbook or anything. So we're okay with donating it. And it was kind of comforting because we can go through times when we're going through a crisis or we're going through something tough and we can want to revert the whole way back, but we don't have to. You can take the good parts of the religion, if there were any for you. Like I like the holidays, but in a secular way. I like Jesus, but in a secular way. Let's be honest. The Jesus I know is real earthy and will be the first one to make an inappropriate comment. A very inappropriate comment and snicker about it. And it's like, at first I thought, well, did I always talk to Frere? And it's like, no, Frere's 10 times worse. And so, yeah. And I thought, well, how can we have these different experiences? Well, sometimes people have experiences because they've been trained. That's the experience you're going to have, so that's the experience they have. And sometimes people never really talk to God or Jesus or whomever they say they're talking to. They talk at them, they talk with them, but they never get a response. And sometimes people are afraid. They don't believe what they've been taught, but they're really afraid to leave that comfort zone. Because believe me, if you weren't raised pagan, it's extremely scary to come from a religion where God loves you, but if you misbehave, he's going to beat your ass and send you to hell forever. What? You heard me. And it's like, I was raised Catholic, and at the time I was raised Catholic, God hated gays. God wasn't too fond of the Jews, but we had to feel sorry for them because they wouldn't see Jesus as the Son of God. God didn't like people that were Catholic too much. Yeah, they've changed their tune. God didn't really like women. God didn't really like you because you were sinful and you were filled with sin. Catholic Church is all about guilt. Basically, you're a piece of shit, and if you're lucky, some saint will intercede for your sorry ass, and maybe you'll get to go to purgatory forever and not to hell like you deserve. Good times, good times. And to talk to Jesus, or to talk to any of the angels or saints or the archangel, and that, it takes a bit of finessing of separating them from all of that bullshit, because frankly, that's bullshit. Because either God is loving, it's a simple logical premise. Either God is loving and loves everyone unconditionally, or that's horseshit and God doesn't love anyone. Because if you read the Old Testament, as Lewis Black will point out, he was a touchy motherfucker. The first thing you did wrong, he was going to get your ass. You remember Moses? Moses freed the people. Do you know what happened to Moses? They got to the promised land, and God said, hey, Moses, there's the promised land. And Moses is like, this is so beautiful. And God was like, you know what, Moses? Fuck you. You did something wrong. You're not going in. So Moses didn't get to go in the promised land. He died before he got to go in. And that was God in the Old Testament. Then all of a sudden he has a son and he's all about love. I'm like, no. He had a nasty temper in the Old Testament. He drowned a whole world of people because they wouldn't get with his program and they worshipped other gods. He had a fucking anger management problem. And he's predicted to fucking end the world with fire the next time. He is pissed off. He's got anger management problems, but then all of a sudden he's this god of love. Like, since when? He's fucking touchy. He makes Zeus look placid and calm. Really? I mean, I could talk to the old father bear and I could talk to him. Yeah. And I talked to the old father about it. Talked to Odin. Odin's like, he sounds like a loose cannon. Maybe you shouldn't believe that, because that sounds frankly like horseshit, because who would worship a god like that? And what Lewis Black tells you is that basically it was a fairy tale. Not God doesn't exist, but the god that his people were presented with was a fairy tale because he was fucking scary. And the reason he was so fucking scary is, as he says, these people were 8 hairs away from being baboons. He was one of the fucking worst people. It was like, when Moses left, he didn't take the best people, the saints, the people that didn't need any rules. He took the people out of the supermax, is who he took. People that would fucking kill each other. People that made the pagans around them look civilized. He took the worst of the worst with him. So, you know, of course they needed some rules. They needed some basic rules so that they would be organized and not kill each other. If you have to tell the people, do not kill, you know the general kind of people they were. If you have to tell them, don't steal each other's shit and don't steal each other's wife, you know the kind of people they were. So yeah, they needed some basic ground rules because he got the worst of the worst to go out with him. So, you know, it's good to remember that. It's good to know your history. And I was just so thankful that Jesus answered me with Lewis Black. I'm like, there's a sarcastic Jew I know and love. And I've asked him, and, you know, take this as personal gnosis. I've been like, you're really not big on being worshipped, are you? Nah. He just don't give a shit. He don't care if you worship him or not. He's just more concerned that people love each other and don't fucking kill each other in the streets. Look, he's back. Unless they have it coming, that's totally okay. Look, he's like, what? Some people need killing. So yeah, guys, sometimes you will hit high stress times in your life where your old training will kick in and you'll feel like shit because you abandoned the church or you abandoned Jesus or you're blaspheming because you see Jesus in a way they told you not to see him. Let Jesus speak for himself. Let God speak for himself. He fucking did in the Bible. If you didn't get your shit together, he'd just appear in a fucking bush and be like, hey, come here. Come here. And this bush is on fire yet, and the people were terrified. It's like you usually knew it was their God because it was fucking terrifying when he Look, he's Becker. I can do that. I can scare you. Remember, Loki's the god that today, since I had lots of boxes, was in fox form. Not physically, but in my mind, I could see this little fox running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, jumping in and out of boxes and out of paper. That's the kind of god we serve. That's what he's worried about doing. And getting into candy and chicken. I want chicken. That's what he's worried about. And he's after my coffee now because I need coffee. So I just figured I would share that with you guys because sometimes it's hard. We don't have the network Christians have. We don't even have the network other pagans have. Lokeans are pretty much off on our own because we don't get along well. I heard that's an understatement. I'm like, yeah, I know. And I know I'm like set apart from other Lokeans because I know my values and beliefs are so vastly different. I'm like, I'm gonna talk to whoever the hell I want. Because I think I've reached the age of not giving a shit. I've reached the age where if it works and if a god or goddess wants to talk to me, I'll talk to them. And fuck you if you don't like it. Which is why so many people love me. I can hear the unsubs now. I can actually hear them click. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. I swear I don't drink. I made coffee. I made my coffee black, but then I put some caramel sauce in it and one of those Hershey's Special Darks. And little Sweet and Low, or whatever the hell those pink packets are. Yep. Feel good. So, I'll see you guys later, and just remember that when that training kicks in, you can get past it. Just work with Loki, and he will get you past it, because he deals in common sense, not bullshit. I hear the unsubs. Okay, guys, you like what you see? Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.